Coming up on COS Now, it's Inauguration Day. We'll hear from President and CEO Mark Meckler about this historic moment and what it means for the Convention of States movement. Plus, South Dakota kicks off the year with a major legislative victory, and we've got highlights from Senior Advisor Rick Santorum's testimony. And could a COS supporter soon lead the Department of Defense? Find out what you can do to help Heth get confirmed. All that and more on COS Now.
What do we want? When do we want it? Now!
Hey everybody, I'm your host Rachel Martin, and this is COS Now, where we bring you all the latest updates regarding the Convention of States movement. We have a lot to cover today, so before we do, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so you never miss any upcoming content. As you guys know, today is Inauguration Day, so congratulations to President Trump and his team. We here at COS will be wishing you well in your second term. Here is President and CEO Mark Meckler speaking on this recent victory.
Congratulations to President Trump on being sworn in. So exciting, unbelievable, historic, one of only two presidents ever elected, then to be out of office and reelected. Great week for President Trump. What a cap to his year.
You can hear more from Mark on his weekly show, The Battle Cry, which broadcasts on Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. You can also visit conventionofstates.com/battlecry. Now, you may remember back in 2018, Trump was a vocal advocate when it came to congressional term limits. In fact, multiple members of his administration are supporters of the Convention of States movement. This includes Vice President J.D. Vance, Speaker Mike Johnson, and Heth. So why not add the president to the list of endorsements? You can tell him yourself by heading on over to conventionofstates.com/Trump to sign our letter asking for his support of an Article 5 Convention of States. All you have to do is add your first and last name and your email address. And if you want to stay connected to COS, click the box at the bottom of the page. Your name will be added to the 1 million signatures needed to send this petition over to President Trump. So send this info out to everyone you know. Again, that's conventionofstates.com/Trump. Be a part of history and send this letter over to the 47th President of the United States. On Friday, South Dakota COS supporters descended on their state capitol for a public hearing on our resolution to witness the first legislative victory of the year for our movement. Senior Advisor Rick Santorum was on hand to provide expert testimony.
Everybody at that convention in 1787 had one thing in common. They were like you. They were state legislators. And they wanted the states to be in charge because they trusted the states to limit the tyranny. And they put Article 5 in place, and they put you in charge of electing the United States Senate. And for 150 years in this country, Washington, D.C. was a small backwater town with no debt, no deficit, and no power. People say, well, the Constitution was perfect as written. It very well may have been, but you changed it. And now the Senate's not there to protect you, and Washington has gone to seed over the last 100 years with power and corruption. Well, as Alexander Hamilton said, I can't say it any better. You have Article 5, and the country needs you to use it.
The Senate State Affairs Committee approved our Article 5 resolution by a vote of 8-1. This initial victory is a crucial step for the South Dakota team in its quest to make their state the 20th to join the movement. So what happens next? Stay tuned for more coverage this week from COS Live to watch the full debate and vote in the South Dakota Senate. You can catch all the action in real time at conventionofstates.com/COS Live. COS endorser Heth was put before a Senate hearing for Secretary of Defense. Here's what that sounded like.
Someone who'd served in Iraq, in Afghanistan, in Guantanamo Bay, holding a riot shield outside the White House. I'd been identified as an extremist, as someone unworthy of guarding the inauguration of an incoming American president. And if that's happening to me, Senator, how many other men and women? How many other patriots? How many other people of conscience? We haven't even talked about COVID. Tens of thousands of service members who were kicked out because of an experimental vaccine. In President Trump's Defense Department, they will be apologized to. They will be reinstituted with pay and rank. Things like focusing on extremism, Senator, have created a climate inside our ranks that feel political when it hasn't ever been political.
We have the chance to get a tremendous patriot who is also a passionate supporter of COS into the new administration. You can tell your senators to confirm Pete by going to conventionofstates.com/confirmpete. COS Nebraska volunteers attended a press conference with Mark Meckler and legislators as they took to repeal the sunset clause on their COS resolution. Nebraska was the 16th state to join the movement.
We have the momentum
The public is excited about a change in direction, and we need to put the exclamation point on that here in Nebraska. There are a few states that have done sunset clauses. Texas is among them. That's my home state. We'll be working to remove that sunset clause this year. Missouri and Oklahoma also had sunset clauses. They've now removed it. One thing that I want to make sure is that a liberty-loving state like Nebraska doesn't end up being the only state in the United States of America with a sunset clause. Time to get it done is now, and the way to get it done, the best way to get it done in a legislature is the way we're doing it right here, is do it early and fast and just be done with it.
They also introduced our 34 Ready legislation, which would set the rules for appointing and instructing commissioners to an Article 5 convention for proposing constitutional amendments. And that's all I have for today's recap. Leave a comment down below and let us know, what do you want to see from this new administration? Be sure to follow us on X, Rumble, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. I'll see you guys same time next week here on COS Now.